now I'd like to introduce another one of our amazing teachers, Nikola, who's joining us from the Czech Republic. So, hey, Nikola, how are you? She's a lover of life and all living things. Her mission is to create a peaceful environment on this planet and help other women live lives in lightness and abundance. She helps women live to their full potential and live their own values with confidence, and believes serenity is the answer to all of our doubts and the infinite source of our divine creativity. So Nikola Ease, you have a modality, a methodology called easyology, last name Ease. So you have easyology. So tell us a story behind easyology.
Hello, Aisha. Hello, everyone. It's nice to be here with you with this beautiful afternoon. For some, it's morning, I guess. And what's behind it? As being said, I was in corporate as well as so many of us. And whoever worked in corporate, you know that it's not really ideal place for being yourself. It's not a very nice place for being at peace. And after, I think, 11, 12 years in corporate, I got completely burnout, like completely. And at that point, I just packed my bags, bought one-way ticket to South America, and started my journey to self-development, to finding myself and finding my purpose, what I want to do in the world. So after 2 years of meditation, of living inside communities, of volunteering, of traveling, and spending like dozens of hours in meditation, that was the first start when I started to take the 10 days retreats of silence.
Yes.
And it was life-changing. And I knew that the purpose, what I want to do, what I feel the calling to do, is to help people to find the peace I found while my travels and while meditating. So I created or received the message of what should be the easiest steps to get there. And this is how the easyology was created.
Right. That's awesome. And you have such a beautiful energy around you. And I know that you live in a probably not as open. I don't know what the word I want to use is now, a little bit more of a very different type of environment, culture, environment than we do here in Canada or the US or anything, which probably makes what you do. Do you find that it makes what you do a little bit challenging?
Recently, yes, more challenging than ever. I think it's also because when I came back from South America, I was still with this aura of these beautiful, happy people who live with nothing and they are happy. They can live and enjoy the life in the fullest with nothing. And once I came back, it's been like 4 years already since I'm back. And I think sometimes I don't protect my aura and my energy, and I'm soaking up also the environment, which is, as you said, it's very close. It's not that open-minded. Meditations and spirituality, it's still not very welcomed here. We are still called the witches, the woo-woos, and all those things. So sometimes, yes, I can feel it it's challenging, but then I remind myself of what I am doing, what I'm preaching, and I go back to my serenity of mind, and I say things what needs to be said. And I remind myself my purpose, why I am here, and what I want to show to other people, and not necessarily people from my community from my country, because I'm turning online. So, and yes, it's a process.
Yes. Now you mentioned something called, and the only reason I bring this up is because I want people to understand that IAUSM is a global community, and we are going to be having teachers and students from all over the world, from all different kinds of cultures. And with those cultures come all kinds of different belief systems as well. And a lot of those have been in there since that's just the culture and the environment that they've grown into. I don't believe anything is right or wrong. It just is what it is. I believe that the world is changing and we're evolving into a different kind of unity belief system. But of course, nothing changes overnight. So it will change over time. So though I guess the reason why I wanted to bring that up was not to put you on the spot there, Nikola, but it was more about, letting people know that as teachers, number one, the teachers that are online right now in the back end that you can't see in what we call our little green room in the back, is that we're going to have students from all over, and to realize and to respect their different cultures and their different beliefs, and not, nothing is bad or good. It just it is what it is. And we have to respect that deeply and understand that they are working within boundaries that we don't have. So we have to respect those boundaries. So that's going to be, I think, even a challenge and a learning experience for all of us, because we take for granted the freedom that we have to be able to speak about the things that we want to speak about. But other places may not have that. So we have to be very, very, very aware of that as we're working with different students. And I want the students to know that we are going to be aware about that. We are going to pay attention to that, and we are going to respect your space in that. So if you feel that it's not, or if you feel that we've gone overboard or whatever, then just let us know. Simply let us know, because again, we're working from different environments, and sometimes just being told is enough. Just being made aware is enough for us to go, got it. Okay. So just paying attention to that. And that is a just pay attention to that. We're going to use that just right there. So, so there it is. Also, obviously the internet opens stuff up for you. But there was one thing that I wanted to talk about. You mentioned, and I think a lot of people don't know what this is, and that is the Vipassana. I think I'm saying it right. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. I always missay that word. But it is that silent meditation. So maybe you could tell people about that, because I only recently, I would say about 2 years ago, found out about how you would do this lengthy 10-day silent meditation and what that's all about. So if you could share that a little bit.
I love to share stories from Vipassana, because it's amazing, and I have a goosebump just to talk about this and to remember. I remember my first Vipassana. It was in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and it was my first few months in Argentina. So I went there. It was in the middle of nowhere, which in Argentina is not so hard to find. It's everywhere, middle of nowhere. And there was just a big barn and a lot of people, and not a lot of people spoke English. And my Spanish that day wasn't that good. So it was more about speaking with hands, speaking with everything what you can. But from the beginning, I could feel the connection with the people, because we went there with the same idea, with the same mindset, what we are going to do. Some people were there for second or third time. For me, it was completely new experience, first time in Vipassana. So I went there, and from the day one, they introduce you to everything. You give them your documents and your belongings and your phone, basically everything. Only things you have left, it's your stuff for washing, pajamas and clothes. That's it. And you got to the barn with all the other people, and you sleep in the big barn all together. there was just a space between men and women. We were separated, as well as in the meditation room. We were separated as a woman and a man. So there is no distraction. And from the evening, from the day one, you had to just go silent. You couldn't speak to anyone. You couldn't look at the eyes to anyone. You couldn't connect with anyone, but with yourself. You couldn't make a notes. You couldn't listen anything, nothing. The only thing you could do the whole 10 days is to meditate. And the regime was quite challenging as well. And you had to wake up with the big gong at 4 a.m. You start your day with 2 hours of meditation. Then you had some time to wash yourself, get a vegan breakfast, very light vegan breakfast, and then meditate until the lunch, so until 1 o'clock. And the lunch was also very light. And then you could rest or you could meditate. It's up to you. So I usually took some walk because my muscles were like really sore. We were meditating 10 to 11 hours a day. So my muscles, which were not used to it, you had to sit in the lotus and just it was really hard from the beginning. And that was the physical part and the organized. But what was happening inside my mind, it was crazy the first days, because the mind was not used to meditate so much. I was not used to being in silence with myself for such a long hours and the whole day. Sometimes I thought that I'm getting crazy because I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't meditate, but it's normal. It's normal, especially for the beginners. I know it now. You have like a million thoughts at the same time. Sometimes it's really crazy. Sometimes it's super crazy. Nothing is normal inside your head, but it's good because your mind is actually cleaning. You are getting deeper and deeper into yourself, and all the mess, all the emotions which are stuck inside yourself, then every day, every single day are getting out. And you just have to observe. Wow. Don't put any attention to it and continue meditating. And after those 10 days, I swear I could talk to a wasp. I was playing with wasp and orange, and I understood what she told me. That was this beautiful moment of presence, that beautiful moment of knowing that we are just two beings, no matter that we are different species, but we understood each other. And I remember the moment with the wasp like it was today, and it's like 6 years ago. It was so beautiful. And then I was sitting in the grass and just taking the beautiful moment of now, just being. So it's absolutely something, it's divine, it's beautiful. Wow. And after those 10 days, I swear the manifesting and everything is just like that, because your mind is so open, you are so in the now, that I was just listening where I should go, and I went there, and everything was like miracle for a long time.
Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I was talking to a friend of mine, and it is definitely on one of my lists like to do soon, is doing this, because I hear that it's some of these places are like they're like no cost, pretty much, like they're very donation only type of thing. So you go there and it's a donation only, you give what you can, and it's just basically your money to get there to, you know, your flight or wherever it is that you're going to go, because there are several places around the world that do this. Some of them might be for money, but some of them are donation.
Well, if you are doing the Vipassana from Goenka, which is dharma.org, then you have like hundreds of places around the world, and it's always free, because this is his mission. he is doing it for free. Only donate. You only donate, and you can donate either money or you can donate your time to go there as a student or as a helper for another retreat.
That's amazing. That's amazing, right? So there's these beautiful things available around the world. Thank you for bringing that up today. I'd forgotten about that. So what a great piece of information for those of you who are interested in, diving deep, like really deep inside. This is a great way to do it. And, it's by donation basically. So it's a great thing, but it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm like sort of thinking here, I talk all day, even to myself. I can't even imagine shutting up for 10 days, but it's definitely something that needs to happen. So, absolutely. When we've got IAUSM running a bit better on herself and Cynthia and Julianne and all these wonderful people can take over for 10 days, I might just disappear. So it's definitely a to-do thing. So something to look into. So what are you going to be teaching in IAUSM? What are you bringing to IAUSM?
Definitely meditation. I have prepared 2 courses already. I will upload them. The one will be about going out of your mind and start thinking with your heart. So I will teach you how to reach the bridge between those 2 places. It's actually a very easy process, and you will learn how to be in the moment of now and how to communicate and think and function with your heart instead of your brain. So you will get out of your head.
Yeah.
And in the second will be a course which is something advanced from this. We will go from the heart and go deeper and deeper of realizing what your peace space is, what is the peaceful yourself, and what actually how you want to live, which is authentic to you. So you don't have to pretend anything. You will just live yourself.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I can't wait to see you bring those in. I know those are coming in soon. And the really cool thing is that she teaches this in English, but she can also teach these in Czech, which is great. And I know can be a challenge for you, not the language, but but I really think that IAUSM is going to help to bridge some of that, and as well as the world itself, our evolution. I think it's in order for us all to evolve in this world into what we're moving into, it's going to change everyone. It doesn't matter where they live. So the changes are going to happen. And I think what I feel myself, so I'm going to tell you guys something that I don't really say a lot because, it's again, stepping into my own hallelujah, Gail, is also being able to outwardly admit my own gifts. And one is, it's always just being able to say that I do get messages, and I always kind of deliver the messages like it's an idea that I had rather than I know that it's a message. And I'm going to say for you, Nikola, I feel like you are going to play a really big role in bringing the people into more spirituality where you are. And I believe that you have the tools to do it. And I think it's going to be a challenge for you, of course, because it's going to bring fear. When you come from a place that, that's just, and people feel it inside. They don't say things outside though, because it's just not said. Some things are just not said. And it doesn't matter how you feel inside. You don't tell anyone because you think that, I can't, it's not acceptable where I am. Right. So I think that you are going to play a big role in helping to open that new dimension or door for people.
For sure, I'm feeling it too, because for me also this is part of the journey. And I believe that at the end of this journey, which can be sometimes challenging, there is to enlighten my real purpose, why I'm here.
Absolutely.
I believe that the place I was born, it its reason. I wasn't born here just for nothing.
Right? No, you served. I mean, you could have stayed in South America.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
You could have, but instead you decided to come home, go back home, and there was a reason for that. People are asking what that website is again for the Vipassana. I think it was, you said dharma.org.
Yeah, it's Dharma without the R. It's Dharma without the R. Dharma. DHAMMA.org.
DHAMMA.org. Okay. So there, that answers that question for some people. So yeah, I think that you've got powerful work coming your way for sure. So there's a reason why you're there, and there's a reason why you are going to help to enlighten the people in your own area and be that beautiful shining light for them. So that's amazing. And I'm so glad that you are part of IAUSM, and you've been with us for a long time, since almost the beginning when we started building her, right? So amazing. Thanks. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that you're bringing your courses in, and you've got a group that you're starting to with meditations.
Yes, it's simple. Nikola's is group. I will be there live meditations at first once a month, and as we evolve, I will see how it goes with the group. But what I can promise now is definitely live meditation once a month.
That's awesome. And I understand too with the Vipassana, you don't have to do the 10 days, right? So for people, I've heard with some people, like you might want to start with 4 days, like to do it over 4 days. That some places offer the 4 days for newbies.
Well, not this Goenka. Goenka always starts with 10 days for the newbies, so you get through it. And if you are the old student, you can either go for 20, 30, 40, or there is some 3 days intensive with some other techniques. But for the newbies, in this particular, it's always 10 days.
There you go, 10 days, 10 days.
But I believe there is other schools of Vipassana around the world. It doesn't have to be the Goenka necessarily. So I guess the other schools have.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen where there's the 4-day for new people, and then they take the 10-day after that. Because I was even going to, I'm going to do it, but I have to say that it is like 10 days of just, what's going to happen in my life in 10 days, so it's not that I'm afraid of doing it. It's just that I don't know if I can shut up for 10 days and not get in trouble. I talk way too much. Like, I just don't know how that would work. They'd probably have to like duct tape my mouth or something. That's it. And you've got in the loop bag, everybody will be getting a wonderful meditation from Nikola. So that'll be there. You'll be getting that on Monday, tomorrow. So that'll be sent to everyone who has attended at any point during this weekend. So thank you, Nikola, for being amazing. Thank you for being you. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, and enjoy our other beautiful colleagues.
Yes. Awesome.